Welcome back, everyone. I'm Sephiroth, and today is an exciting day because we are going through my very first, my favorite, survival mod for Skyrim. This is an amazing mod that both adds in survival elements and also really deepens your immersion into the Skyrim world. It's called Frostfall, as you can see. It's focused on hypothermia, camping, and survival. Now, to introduce this mod, we are going to be meeting Leaf. Leaf is a wannabe druid. Leaf thinks he is playing regular Skyrim. Leaf knows that in regular Skyrim he can run around in nothing but a loincloth, and despite being in sub-zero temperatures, near the water, at the top of a mountain range, everything will be absolutely fine. So he decides to go for a swim. Leaf knows that the water is warm and inviting in Skyrim, even if it's the middle of the night and you're stuck at sub-zero temperatures, because in vanilla Skyrim you can actually do this with no consequences. As you can see from the Frostfall interface in the upper right corner, Leaf's limbs are suddenly feeling numb. His head is suffering from frostbite. His movement speed, his swim speed, has reduced to nothing. I am hammering down on the movement tab as fast as I can, and he has no stamina. He is freezing to death. Darkness is engulfing his mind. Unable to go on, you collapse on the cold earth. Well, in his case, I think he washed up on shore. Hours pass in seconds. Suddenly, you awaken to the sights and sounds of a tavern. Your companions standing nearby. They grin widely as you begin to rise to your feet.
Ought to put on some clothes. Bound to upset some people.
And you literally start up on the floor. I like it. Someone just dragged you in and dropped you off.
Would you care to hear me play my lute?
You are completely dry.
Is it
You are
absolutely
drenched.
necessary for you to bother me right now?
You're still, so the interface for Frostfall is primarily, when you're playing, it's through an ability called Weather Sense. And when you activate that, it gives you your state and the state of the weather. So there's no weather because I'm inside, but I am very cold, and I'm slowly beginning to warm up. Now, the great thing about this mod is it actually tracks like temperature, precipitation, moisture. So the closer I get to the fire, it will actually, if I check again, it says I am cold, but I'm no longer freezing. I'm getting warmer.
I want my own room this time. I will not.
And gradually I will heat up and dry off. So that was how not to handle this mod. So what do you say we have a look at how we actually would handle this mod? This is Thorn. Thorn is not an idiot. Thorn is an experienced druid accustomed to surviving in Frostfall. Thorn is taking the precautions necessary to survive in Frostfall because it adds characteristics to your items. For example, your novice robes now also have a warmth and a coverage variable, which determine the percent of your body that is protected and how protected you are against the biting cold. Now, once again, we'll activate Weather Sense. We are comfortable. The air is bone chilling, but we are getting colder. As you can see, this is not the best place for warming up, and this is not the right time of day to be running around outside. Courtesy of another mod we'll talk about later, you can actually see the breath forming in front of my face. So we need shelter. Since this is exclusively a Frostfall showcase, we will not be getting into homemade shelters, which is a mod that's coming just up next on the next video. But if you're just using Frostfall, your next bet is to find shelter. So let's run into this fort that I have recently vacated from its original occupants, and we're going to hole up for the night. Oh, or we can just happenstance next to this nice cozy fire. There we go. We are comfortable. But oh wait, we're getting colder. How could we possibly be getting colder? It's a fire. Well, when it's -20 out, you can't seem to get any warmer. So this is an interesting limitation that I love for this mod, because if you're at the top of the world, even if you light a campfire, unless you take very specific precautions, like you have clothes that keep you even warmer, or spells that keep off exposure, or a really big shelter, or a lot of extra wood. Oh, that's a campfire thing. Yeah, coming up later. You have to legitimately be careful about freezing to death, especially near cold water. Oh my gosh, you have to be so careful around cold water. But as you can see, this mod You have the weather sense, the flames lift your spirits. That's actually from the campfire mod. My difficulty with this guy is he's wired into 3 different survival mods, technically 4, that are all working in perfect unison to make the game more immersive. And I'm trying to just focus on the core of Frostfall for now. So I'm going to show you the Frostfall menu, which gives you some, this is one of the another awesome thing about Frostfall is you can disable it, so you don't have to just uninstall it to make it work. But you can also, if you go up to gameplay, you can disable fast travel and waiting out while outdoors, which I highly recommend for immersion, because then you are actually, like, when you're stuck up in the mountains and you're slow freezing to death, you can't just fast travel to get out of it. I really love that this game gives you real consequences for being reckless about the weather and about your own safety when it comes to hypothermia. Don't even get me started about ice magic, because if you get hit with frost magic, that will actually affect your Frostfall ability to survive. Now, if you want to get into the nuts and bolts of this, you can actually go into the items that you're wearing, the type of body part they cover, and the type of protection that provides against the warmth. So if you feel like your shoes should provide a lot more protection than they actually do, you can actually go in and customize this mod so that the cold affects your character in the way that you feel is most realistic. So I do like that they gave you the options of everything being customizable as to how this mod tracks everything. So this mod, it tracks your exposure amount, your wetness amount, and your temperature. So those 3 are working in unison. When you're starting off in this game, particularly when you're a low level and you don't have a lot of resources, this is one of the most immersive things that I've noticed about Frostfall. When I first tried this, I picked an alternate start that put me in a shipwreck off the coast. And that combined with Frostfall pretty much did me in, because, I mean, you're in the icy water trying to get to shore. It wasn't pretty. And then I started a different start here in, like, say, Riverwood, for example. We'll go there and have a look. Because all of these places that are lower in elevation, they actually turn out warmer. So if you check the weather sense here, the flames, you're still, no, that's a different buff. That's from being near a campfire. We're going to go ahead and get out of the, why is he still locked in campfire mode? Can I get out of that? There we go. Okay, going into combat mode, get out of the campfire mode. Cool. But as you can see from weather sense, I'm now warm, and the air here is warm. So what I love about Frostfall is when you are in lower levels, it is literally safer and more practical to participate down in the lowlands. And then as you gain more equipment and more experience and better gear, better spells for surviving in nature, you start moving up into the mountains to take care of business. But, like, for example, if you look at my map, all of the items that I've unlocked in this Druid run so far, they're all in the lowlands, right? Because that's where I was able at a lower level to actually survive. At low levels, I could not cross the mountains safely. Once we get up to higher levels, we'll have better gear and be better prepared. But I love that Frostfall adds in that level of immersion, because especially when you are a poor, underfunded, under-equipped character, you're not going to be crossing the throat of the world on a whim, with your only concern being dealing with whatever monster tries to eat you, right? Sub-zero temperatures should be a major concern. And with this mod, Frostfall, they most definitely are. So I hope you guys have enjoyed this demonstration of the Frostfall mod. It's one of my favorite survival mods for both immersion and gameplay. Feel free to like this video, subscribe to my channel, and comment below on your favorite survival elements in games. I fell in love with survival mode during Fallout 4. I thought that was just fantastic. It feels so much more immersive to me to play in that kind of an environment where survival is another concern. But what do you guys like the most about survival-esque type games? What brings it to life for you? Let me know in the comments below. I hope you guys are having a wonderful day, and stay tuned because our next mod is called Campfire, and it was literally designed to work side by side with Frostfall. So stay tuned. Take care. Have a wonderful day.